പരമപുണ്യ തത്വ സത്യസംഹിതയായ ഭഗവത്ഗീത ആരംഭിക്കുന്നത് ധർമ്മ എന്ന വാക്കിൽ നിന്നാണ്. അവസാനിക്കുന്നതാകട്ടെ മമ എന്ന വാക്കിൽ. മമ ധർമ്മ, മൈ ഡ്യൂട്ടീസ്. അവരവരുടെ കർമ്മത്തെ ബുദ്ധിപരമായും ചിന്താപരമായും സമീപിക്കുന്നവർ യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ ശരീരത്തിനും അപ്പുറത്തുള്ള ആത്മാവിൻ്റെ, ആത്മൻ്റെ, പരമാത്മ ചൈതന്യത്തിൻ്റെ അമൂർത്തിമത് ഭാവത്തെയാണ് തിരിച്ചറിയുന്നത്. ശ്രീ സുബ്രഹ്മണ്യ സ്വാമിയുമായി ചിലവഴിച്ച ഓരോ നിമിഷവും അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ സംസാരത്തിൽ നിന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കുവാനായ ഊർജ്ജവും അതാണ്. ഗീതാമൃതത്തിൽ പങ്കുചേർന്ന കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ലഭിച്ച വലിയൊരു ഭാഗ്യം അദ്ദേഹത്തിനോടൊപ്പം സംശയങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കുവാനും ഭഗവത്ഗീതയിൽ അധിഷ്ഠിതമായ ചോദ്യങ്ങൾ ചോദിക്കുവാനും അവസരം ലഭിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. യഥാർത്ഥത്തിൽ ഭാവിയുടെ കരുതലിലേക്ക് ഭഗവത്ഗീത നല്ല ഉപദേശങ്ങൾ നൽകുമെന്നൊരു വലിയ പ്രതീക്ഷ തന്നെയാണ് അദ്ദേഹവുമായി ചിലവഴിച്ച നിമിഷങ്ങളിലൂടെ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് ലഭിച്ചത്.
Namaskar, sir. My name is Maya Menon. I'm a PhD candidate at Amrita University.
What subject?
Robotics. People say that Bhagavad Gita is a manual for life. Could you please tell us how the Bhagavad Gita is relevant to the youth of this nation, and what are some of the basic principles that we all should know from it?
Well, first of all, Bhagavad Gita is like, the question you're asking is like asking what are the various vegetations below the ocean, the ocean bed, because there's so much that it's very difficult for me to give the complete description, because it has practically everything that anybody would want in life. But the key thing about Bhagavad Gita is, first it deals with a person who is subjected to nagging doubts and is unable to understand what is morally right to do. And that Arjuna is the one who is subject to nagging doubts. And I think most Hindus are suffering from that Arjuna disease, which you will not find in Muslims and Christians. And that is this nagging doubt: if this happens, that will happen, this will happen, that is happen, why should I do this, why should I do that? This inaction of coming from nagging doubts, that Krishna cleared. So that's one thing that you could learn. Second thing you could learn is how to minimize stress, because stress is now the foundation of all bad health. And the way stress has been dealt with by Krishna is to essentially say the only freedom you have is to act. But the fruits of that, which of course you are entitled to get, but will be decided by me. Essentially in those words he puts it, it will be decided by me. and in what form, when, where, I will decide. So once you are liberated from this concept that your efforts will produce the fruit, then stress goes away. And you'll be surprised that US corporations now are holding, because they have been losing a lot of top executives from heart attacks, which comes out of stress. The stress comes because if you fail, you think you're responsible and that you're a failure. Now, what Gita helps you to do is to know that I have failed because I did not explore the total potential of what I could do. So let me try again. So the not to blame yourself for failure is one way of minimizing stress. So that again many times is described it. The third thing, which is difficult to learn but must be consciously attempted, is the neutrality between opposites. For instance, if you win, you should not be unusually jubilant. You shouldn't open a champagne bottle. If you lose, you should not be unduly depressed. So this is again recommended by that evenness. That evenness of temperament comes when you don't get very jubilant or excited or in delirious if you win, and you don't sink into depression if you lose. That there are many of these opposing sentiments that come. That Gita teaches you.
Namaskar, sir. I'm Kavin Prasad, working as a mechanical engineer in Amrita University. Sir, Bhagavad Gita has outlived all the tests of time and is still strong and vibrant, showing path to millions. And as a Gita student, I would like to see it to be a national book for our nation. So, as a national leader, how can you make it happen? And what is the role of the citizen to do so?
Well, we have come to power almost 70 years after independence. Okay, I mean today is 70 years of independence, so we come a little before 70 years. And these 70 years, the brainwashing that has taken place, which is really a continuation of what the British did through Macaulay, to turn it around. And now, if I say right now that Gita should be made a national book, there will be big hullabaloo. So we have to do it at the right timing. We couldn't do this cow earlier, now we have done it, but even then there's so much halla-gulla, you see. There's so much. So yes, we have brought yoga already, and soon we'll bring Sanskrit, and then ultimately Gita. But there's nothing to stop an average Hindu from reading Gita. Declaring a national book is not going to make it any more holy than what it already is.
Sir, my name is Pavitra. I am studying in 12th standard in Amrita University. Sir, usually children are taught Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita by their grandchildren and parents. So as a father and grandparent, have you ever had any chance to teach your grandchildren and children?
I've not taught them in the sense of a teacher teaching them. My children and my grandchildren both are doing very, very well. Of course, my children are grown up, but their children are now just getting into universities. So they have, I've used Gita to tell them how to prepare their mind for the exam, how to regard when the marks are not up to your expectation. Those kinds of things I have, and I've given them examples. And I also use, the other day, my granddaughter asked me that people are asking me, how can your father first send Shashikala to jail and then later on support her? Because I did not support her, I just supported the constitutional principle for which she was beneficiary. But I can't give her all that long-minded. So I said, see, Ramchandraji killed Bali, but he adopted his son, you know that, Angat. So, therefore, you know, or when something is to be done which my children become, or my children became worried about the morality of it, I told them, see, Ram killed Bali by hiding behind a tree. And Bali himself complained, what kind of moral character you are. And he explained to him. Then Lakshman asked Ram, why couldn't we, this Bali, this Sugriv is a debauch, is a rotten character. Why couldn't we have supported Bali? So Ram says, we have come here to go to Lanka. We need an army. And the army is with Bali. Bali has pledged it to Ravan. So how do I get the army? So the only way is to kill him and make this man the king. So these are moral questions which children start getting around 14, 15 years. That I have addressed by using Gita, Mahabharata, and so on and so forth.
Namaskar, sir. My name is Vasudevan, and I'm working as a software engineer in Chennai. So my question to you is, there's a lot of misconception in the society nowadays that if you read the Bhagavad Gita, you're going to end up becoming a sannyasi. So how to change this misconception?
Don't change it. Let the misconception be there. You are learning to benefit. And over the years, when they find that you are reading Bhagavad Gita and still not becoming a sannyasi, all this will go away. In India, there are people who want to scare you from doing what you ought to be doing by telling this kind of thing. But I don't think there's any way to cure that except you do what you have to do. And if somebody is dissuaded that the impression may go around that I'm becoming a sannyasi, therefore I will want to read the Gita, then that man is an idiot to begin with. See, if you want to learn something and you know that for your life, secular life, when you have these dilemmas and the Gita can tell you how to resolve that dilemma, then it doesn't matter what people say.
Namaste, sir. I'm Sublash, a graphic designer from Amrita University. Sir, there are so many people who teach Gita and Mahabharata, but few of them say that these things never happened before and these are just stories. What is your opinion on that, sir?
Well, that's just an assertion that these are stories, you see. I remember, not on Gita, well, I'll connect it to Gita later or to Mahabharata. I was fighting a court case in Supreme Court to see that the government Setu Samudram project is not carried through because it was to cut the Ram Setu and then put a canal to go through Gulf of Mannar to Park Strait, and so ships won't have to go around Sri Lanka, they can go through straight. Now, cutting the Ram Setu had caused a lot of upset amongst religious people. So I had gone to the Supreme Court to stop it. So in that process, the arguments I made was, because the government argument was this is all mythological. There was no Ram. This is just a natural thing which now folklore has taken over, so on. the, we have this coastline, and Ramnad is the last city. After that, there is a small gap of water, and then there is an island called Rameshwaram Island, where the Rameshwaram temple is there. That ends in something called Dhanushkodi. That's in the middle between Sri Lanka and India. This thing goes right up to the middle, and then there is only a Ram Setu, okay, after Dhanushkodi. So we took out the stone, one of the stones, which was part of Ram Setu. And it was not a stone, it was actually a coral. You know the difference between coral and stones? Coral is just seashells and fish bones and all fused. So when we took it out, it floated in the water. Now you read Valmiki Ramayana, it says exactly this, that these monkeys brought the stone and Hanuman put it and it floated till he started writing on it, Hey Ram, then it got stuck. So first of all, if it is mythical, how is it that the thing there is there in the original Valmiki? Second, the geological scientists, they gave an affidavit which I filed in the Supreme Court, that corals can never form in the middle of the ocean. It always is formed on the coast. And therefore, to put it in the middle of the ocean, somebody must have picked it up and carried it there. Otherwise, there is no way corals could have ended up in the Ram Setu. The Supreme Court accepted my argument and said, no, it's man-made. So people have been saying this in order to weaken your faith in our. What else can they say? You ask them, how do you know it's mythical? They won't be able to say. They'll put the thing on you.
So, was there any situation in your life where you felt like the first chapter Arjuna in the warfield? And if so, how did Gita help you to overcome that situation?
Well, you see, if today a minister in my government becomes corrupt, what should I do? Huh? What will people say? That Swami is turned against his own party? Because it will damage the party, no? That's the morality. I can answer it, but because Gita says that I must do my duty. So what is my duty? Is it to expose corruption or to keep evil forces from coming to power?
Beloved Amma Sadguru, Sri Mata Amritanandamayi Devi, has been serving millions of people across the world, and she has been spreading the message of the Sanatana Dharma. So, how do you perceive her?
I've known her longer than you have. Okay. She's a saint, and so I have no right to evaluate her. She's a saint, I implicitly believe what she says, and I am not judgmental. Okay.
Sir, can you tell us which sloka in the Bhagavad Gita you like the most?
I would say that same one, Sukudukhe Samaya Kritva. Then the other one is Krodhata Bhavati Samoha. You know, why this anger is bad and where does it lead to you? It ultimately leads to madness. Those are the two shlokas I have often quoted to people. And of course, the Yatra, Partho Dhanadhara. So like that, there are 5 or 6 which are very good.
If you are asked to define Srimad Bhagavad Gita in one sentence, what would be your reaction? What will that be?
It's a manual for human character. It tells you how to be a person of character.
People say that the Bhagavad Gita is a religious text. What is your opinion about it?
Depends what you mean by religious, you see. There are no faith questions in that. It says that if you lose your temper, it will lead to madness. And that's an analytical statement. That if you are even-minded, then you will never have anxiety. That's not a religious question. So I wouldn't call Gita as a religious text.
Sir, on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule and talking to us. It really is amazing to see somebody as influential and established as you, so well versed in the Gita, so knowledgeable about the Gita. And I think it's very inspiring for all of us as the youth, especially when you said that you attribute it to your success. You attribute the Gita to your success. So it's really inspiring. In fact, just hearing you talk gives me goosebumps. So
Okay.
thank you so much on all.
Do any of you know Sanskrit? You should learn it. Learn it. This is the right age to learn. It's the language of the future. Because now artificial intelligence is already recognized. Now biologists say that reciting of Sanskrit mantras improves your health. Don't touch liquor ever. Cigarette, of course, now everybody accepts shouldn't be touched. Try to wake up at 4 after at least 6 hours of sleep, which means you must go to sleep by 10 o'clock, 9:30 better. Regular sleep habits, and then you'll have no problem.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Namaste.
ഓരോ വ്യക്തിയും ജീവിതത്തിൻ്റെ പല ഘട്ടങ്ങളിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ചില ഘട്ടങ്ങളിൽ അർജുനനായി മാറുന്നു. യുദ്ധവീര്യത്തോടുകൂടി കുരുക്ഷേത്ര ഭൂമിയിലേക്ക് വന്ന അർജുനൻ, പിന്നെ ആകെ തളർന്ന് ഗാണ്ഡീവം നിലത്ത് വെച്ച് നിന്ന അർജുനൻ, ഭഗവാന്റെ ഉപദേശങ്ങൾ മുഴുവനും കേട്ടതിന് ശേഷം പിന്നെയും വർദ്ധിത വീര്യത്തോടുകൂടി യുദ്ധത്തെ നേരിടുവാൻ, അതിൻ്റെ എല്ലാ സത്യത്തെയും തത്വത്തെയും മനസ്സിലാക്കിക്കൊണ്ട് നേരിടുവാൻ പ്രാപ്തി നേടിയ അർജുനൻ. ഇതേ അർജുനൻ നമ്മിലെല്ലാവരിലുമുണ്ട്. നമ്മുടെ പല ജീവിത സന്ദർഭങ്ങളിലും ഇതേ അർജുനൻ നമുക്ക് മുന്നിൽ തളർന്ന്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ ചിന്തകളെ തളർത്തി, നമ്മുടെ പ്രവൃത്തിയെ തളർത്തി നിലകൊള്ളാറുണ്ട്. അപ്പോഴൊക്കെ ഭഗവത്ഗീതയുടെ സാരാംശങ്ങൾ, തത്വങ്ങൾ നമ്മെ ഉണർത്തുവാൻ, അത് എങ്ങനെ ഉണർത്തുന്നുവെന്ന്, ആ സത്യത്തിലേക്ക് നാം എങ്ങനെ നടക്കുന്നുവെന്ന് ശരിക്കും ശ്രീ സുബ്രഹ്മണ്യ സ്വാമികളുമായി ചിലവഴിച്ച നിമിഷങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന്, അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഉത്തരങ്ങളിൽ നിന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കുവാനായി. അതെ, ലോകത്തെ രക്ഷിക്കുവാൻ, ഓരോ വ്യക്തിയെയും ഉണർത്തുവാൻ, ഉയർത്തുവാൻ ഭഗവത്ഗീതയ്ക്ക് തീർച്ചയായും സാധിക്കും.
भवतु